excited.
I'm so excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Two Guys and a Goalie presented by GS Construction. Can you turn me up a little bit more? It's a little bit quiet. I'm maxed out. Don't worry about it. Also, Cass says he's trying to connect, but it just keeps waiting. And Gager says it's just a guy today. I don't know. I'll just tell him you'll send again. Might have to start a whole new session or whatever. All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Two Guys and a Goalie. Thank you very much for listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We've got the Nasty Bash that is going down on Friday. We should have the vote up from today's movie prop draft at some point in the next little bit. But the Nasty Bash, I don't know if Matty still wants me to be telling people to try to get in, but Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. That's Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com if you would like to try to get a spot in what should be a heck of a party, a year of celebration, and a major announcement for Edmonton Sports Talk tomorrow night at the St. Albert Rugby Club. Got to be on the list or we will not let you in. I see the Wolf. He's going to be there. Says he booked the hotel for the Nasty Bash. What a guy. That's a good one. It was a pretty fun draft today. Thought we had a pretty good time there. Obviously, we're going to get into the Oilers conversation as soon as Cass and Gager pop on by. Two Guys and a Goalie is presented to you by GS Construction, setting the industry standard for 50 years with quality, efficiency, and safety, driving their success. GS Construction has a foundation built on teamwork, and now they want you to become a part of their team. Visit www.gsconstruction.ca and click Ready to Work, or visit their page at Indeed.ca. With the Next Up Person program at GS Construction, it's not just a job. It is a career. We're talking with the Sandman over there as well, and he's going to either hop on the Hangout or Two Guys at some point in August. It'd be great to catch up with Sandy. Sandwith is he's an absolute beauty. Wait till you get a load of this guy. Like, he should be on our shows regularly. He is the best. But we'll catch up with him at some point in August. Yeah, I don't know. Boys are having trouble connecting today. It might just be Guy today. That's it. It's just Guy. There's no goalie. There's no other guy. That's it. Now, I do have YouTube Trev currently working on Hire It or Fire It. I can't wait to. I get very excited when there's something that surprises me on one of our shows, because usually I plan everything and I know I'm the one asking the questions. I get very excited when I get to answer things. So that should be pretty good. The Wolf says he's at St. Albert Inn and Suites. They only had king-size beds and jacuzzi rooms left. Oh, man, the Wolf, you got a jacuzzi after. I'm also staying at the St. Albert Inn. I'm coming over, man. We're hitting that jacuzzi all night long. Say it with me. All night long. Zach, say it. Try saying it, Zach.
All night long.
That's a little creepy the way you said it, but all in all, it's pretty good. All right, you can text us 780-218-9999 or hit us up. I've never had an issue where the boys haven't been able to connect for on a show at some point. Usually you're able to.
Cass says he's restarting his computer. I sent him another link.
Classic restart. Classic computer restart. Maybe that ends up fixing things over there. Travis Konechny signing an 8-year, $70 million extension with the Philadelphia Flyers. Not too shabby. 8 years, $70 million was announced on Thursday. Konechny was always a guy that all the other teams wanted. They're always like, we'll go trade for Konechny. Flyers are going to keep him. Everybody always wanted Konechny. I've seen multiple times over the last few years trade proposals for Konechny and the Oilers. Scott Laughton, for that matter, as well. Now, I do think they've searched around on Scott Laughton a few times, but this deal will not begin until 25-26. It will carry an average AAV of 8.75. That's a raise from the 5.5 that he was working with on his last deal. The official quote from Danny Briere says, Travis Konechny is an integral part of the fabric of our team, and we're thrilled to have him under contract for the long term. Travis has grown into a significant leader on our team and truly embodies, God, I love that, truly embodies what it means to be a Flyer. His work ethic, combined with his tenacity and talent, makes him a central figure for what we are building towards, and his determination for our future success speaks volumes about his commitment to our team and his city. Oh, yeah, and also, you gave him $70 million, so I think he'll stay. Like, that's a pretty impressive contract for Travis Konechny. Oh, there's Gager. Gager has managed to connect. Gager, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I had myself muted. I caught myself.
You scared me.
I caught it. I knew I muted.
I waited long enough. I didn't even call you out. I was like, I think he's going to get here. Now, to be honest with you, all honesty here, totally transparent, I thought Zach screwed something up. So I wasn't gonna call you out on it. So there we go.
No. Well, it was weird because Cass and I both couldn't connect. So there was obviously.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
If there's nothing wrong with Cass and I, there's something wrong in the universe. So that's usually how it goes. And he's whipping too. I can see him. He's got a sweet shirt on. His hair is perfect.
Wait, you can see Cass?
I see Cass, yeah.
We can't see Cass.
You can't see
Something
Cass?
in the universe.
Oh,
Zach can't see Cass. Oh, here he comes. Matthew Owanek is here. So, Matty.
He just left.
He was there, but Gager could see him, and we couldn't.
I could see him.
How wild is that? Never seen anything
he's
like it before in my life.
He's wearing a floral print shirt, leaning back in his chair, very relaxed today.
Good. I hope we get relaxed Cass today.
Yeah, he looks. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
See
what I mean?
Gage, did you have a chance to catch any of the movie prop draft?
The first little bit I got. Very, very well done. Like Quinn's on top. Quinn's on it. She's
a great commish.
She's like Mac T. She's on it.
Yeah.
It's a completely different setup. I got busy. I was going to great picks, first of all, with the actual bringing of the props. You should have contacted me, Dusty, because I have the DeLorean with the way my son designed it with the Fusion 1 thing on
with
top
the Flex with the Fusion 1. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Back to Future 2.
Yes. I'll have to bring it in. I'll have to bring it in for you to have a look with Doc, and it's pretty big. It's a full massive Lego piece, but it looks awesome.
How long did that take you guys to do?
Long. He did most of it.
Yeah, that's a big one. I like that one. I'm a huge Back to the Future nerd, so to be able to draft hoverboard, I was so nervous somebody else was going to take it in the top 3. I had it in a bag, and I didn't tell the boys what I brought in. I was like, I can't even tell you. And then as soon as I got to my 4-5 swing, I was like, Trev, bring it over, and dropped the hoverboard and the DeLorean back-to-back and added Gray's Sports Almanac in like round 16 or something.
Oh, my gosh.
So
wow.
I got the full Back to the Future stack. The only thing I didn't get, which I wouldn't have drafted anyway, but Tommy took Marty McFly's automatic sneakers that do up.
Right.
Probably should have taken the jacket that dries him off and shrinks to size. Yeah. Legendary move there too. But yeah, that was a fun draft. And then Quinn's a great commission.
I missed it. Did anyone take the Elder Wand from Harry Potter?
Tommy Gazzola had no idea what it was and took it. He was like, the Elder Wand from Harry Potter? And it was late. It was late, Cass. That was probably in the final 5 rounds.
That would have been like an early pick for me.
Yeah, we went 20 rounds, and that was late.
You could just Expelliarmus everybody.
Yeah. I also don't know what that is. My wife, if she's watching, they'll be loving this. Huge Harry Potter nerd.
I got to go for dinner with your wife and nerd out then.
We didn't even take Sorting Hat, like the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter.
Somebody
didn't even get selected.
Did somebody Gandalf's staff?
Nope. No, I think the Elder Wand. Actually, you're gonna hate this. I think this is a Harry Potter thing. Nobody even took the golden snitch.
Well, it doesn't do anything, so why would you want it?
Wait, whoa.
I mean, go ahead.
It does at the end. It's important at the end of it.
Yeah, but I mean, like Elder Wand, you could blast stuff, right? Just
hey, let me ask you this for clarification. Would you have? So the commish throws a real wrench into things early on and says she's adding on the spot one more category, and we had to pick jewelry. And we're like, wow, we didn't prep for jewelry, so we're trying to mad scramble throughout. Would you guys classify the Infinity Stones as jewelry?
no, but take the Infinity Gauntlet. That's jewelry.
No, they wouldn't let me take the gauntlet either.
They wouldn't let you take the gauntlet.
They wouldn't let me take the gauntlet. That's jewelry.
Take the time necklace. Take the time necklace.
That's what I did. Thank you, Cass.
Yeah. Okay,
And I was just like, when they're like, you can't take the gauntlet, I was like, you know what then? I'll take Doctor Strange's time stone necklace.
There you go. Nice.
So
Good call. That's the exact direction. So sorry, I didn't get to watch this morning. Usually I try to. I
we'll
didn't
have
get
it
to
posted.
today.
We'll have it posted at some point, and you have to take a peek. But yeah, the time stone. So I've got the DeLorean and the time stone, the only two time travel things in the entire draft that was taken.
Nice.
So,
Of course you would.
Tommy tried to deny me the gopher from Caddyshack. He's like, that's a character. I said, it's not a real gopher. It's a mechanical gopher. It's definitely a prop.
So did someone take the T-Rex then from Jurassic Park?
No, but I don't know if that would have been eligible or not.
Well, that's a mechanical prop. You could have taken the Velociraptors then. You could have taken Yoda.
Were those not? Actually, I did have Yoda on my list. I also took the shark from Jaws.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good
I
one.
thought that was a good one too. I've used it as my MacGuffin. None of us really understood what MacGuffin meant.
I don't know
But
what it means.
we decide they're like it's kind of like the central focus of the movie. I said, well, bloody the shark from Jaws is definitely the central focus of the movie. So it was a fun draft. We'll probably do another one here in the summer at some point. But yeah, it was a pretty good time. All right, Travis Konechny, what do you think? $70 million over 8 years for Travis Konechny. How old is Konechny? I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, he's
27.
7 years.
8 years, I think.
8 years.
70 million over 8 years. Yeah.
I love the way he plays. He's the prototypical flyer. He's like, he's in the Bobby Clark light mode of Philadelphia. By all accounts, he plays a style that's infectious, I think, and he's got offensive touch. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind at all. I think he's one of those players at the end of his career. If you see him in any other jersey, you're going to say it looks funny. Like the guy looks like a Philadelphia Flyer and needs some help, some other people around him. But no, I have no problems with that.
I mean, there hasn't been very many years where he hasn't potted over 20 and 30 goal score the last 2 years.
Yeah, back-to-back 30s, right?
Back-to-back 30s, plays the game hard. He's not a big guy, but goes to hard areas of the ice. And yeah, to me, that's a good contract. I think for both sides, like you lock him in for a long period of time to be a Philadelphia Flyer. And it's not at I would say an egregious price. It's an expensive price, but it's not an egregious price. Like
it's 8.75. He's one of your leaders. Yeah. Gets you 30 and 65. That's kind of
that's right what you want. Like for a guy that's going to get you, if he can continue to give you 30, like for the first 4 years of that deal. So from the time he's 27 until he's like 31, 32, if he can give you 30 every year, then you see the decline, you're happy with it. And at that time, you're going to look at that contract and say, well, it's not so egregiously big that it absolutely punishes you, So I like it. I think it's a good deal.
Northside Sandwich says getting paid over $7 million when he's 35 will not look good, but $7 million when he's 35 might be a steal.
That's what I mean. Like if the cap goes up enough over that period of time, you're going to look at that and go like It's may not be horrible.
Plus the 35-year-old year is the last year on the deal. Right? It's
Yeah,
not like there's 3
yeah.
years after he's 35. It's
No.
it's the
Yeah,
tail
yeah.
end of the deal. So
That could look like a Nuge contract at that point,
Yeah.
right? Like that
Oh,
could
yeah.
be really good, right?
That's actually, I think that's a fair comparison to say it's like, even from an age standpoint and length and value, like it's going to be a Nuge type deal. That's what
Yeah.
it is. A guy really important in the organization, one of the leaders in the room, has ability to put up offensive points, and I think that it's a good deal. I like it. I mean, who knows? Could go sideways, but for now, I like it.
You know, it's funny, Gage, you brought it up. If you saw him in any other jersey, it would look weird. 2 follow-ups to this. One, I don't know if it's just me, but I think Stamkos looks fine in a Nashville Predators jersey. I don't know if it's just I like the jersey or something, or it matches with his eyes and his hair. But I looked at it, I was just like, I'm not like, whoa, no, Stamkos in a Preds jersey. Do you guys feel like Stamkos looks very strange not being a Tampa Bay Lightning jersey?
We talked about that a little bit the other day. It's a little weird, but I don't mind it.
I don't know. I said it. He looks like he looks like a Nashville Predator.
Yeah.
It might be.
I like when he wore the
nice.
cowboy hat. I'll say that. He looked good in the cowboy hat. I was like, all right, I can deal with that.
Yeah, I think it looks really good on him. That almost better than a Bolts jersey, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Maybe it is the hair. And maybe it's follicle envy on my part, just seeing how good he looks with the flowing locks and the yellow jerseys and stuff. That's gonna be fun. That's definitely a game circled on the schedule that I'm interested to see is the Nashville Predators. You know, I'm gonna have eyes on them a lot this year, I think.
Who was the strangest player ever to see in another team's jersey for you guys? I know I'm just sort of putting you on the spot. I know for a lot of Oilers fans will probably say Grant Fuhr in a Flames jersey. Like that one, I didn't even like Fuhr in a Leafs jersey. But, you know, some guys get traded to another team. Killed me for the first couple of years, but Patrick Waugh ended up looking pretty damn good in a Colorado Avalanche jersey. But like, even when Saku left and went to Anaheim, I ended up being like, yeah, you know what? It works. It works. I'm trying to think. I never liked Gretzky in the Blues jersey. I got the Rangers thing. I understand that. The Kings, it was fine. Was there anybody else that jumps off the pit, like Ray Bourque as a member of the Avalanche after he'd been?
But he
with the
won,
Bruins
so it doesn't. Yeah, like
I'll
pick an Edmonton homer pick.
Okay.
Would be Ryan Smith in the Islanders or Avalanche jersey.
Yeah, Smitty on the Avalanche was a little weird.
Yeah.
The one that really kind of irks me for some reason, I don't know why, but Matt Sundin as a Vancouver Canuck just didn't look right. The equipment didn't look right. A helmet, nothing looked right there.
Messier is a Canuck as well, I would say, would have been one. Like it didn't feel weird when he was with New York, but it felt weird when he was with Vancouver.
Yeah.
780-218-9999. This has got the old inbox flying here. Sheldon, not in a white garbage truck, says Bobby Orr in a Blackhawks jersey. Yager in a Flames jersey. Tube Sock says Harold Sneps in a North Stars jersey. Yeah, that one's kind of weird as well. You know, one that hasn't popped up yet. I'm a little bit surprised. It's 2 guys in goal here, presented by GS Construction. Marty Brodeur in a St. Louis Blues jersey.
Oh, that was weird.
It's almost like you totally have erased it from your memory, so it isn't even coming up in the conversation. I see YouTube Trev over says Iggy in the Penguins jersey. Trev, is hire it or fire it ready yet? Oh, it is ready. Okay, I was just going to totally rip you for answering other questions when you're working on hire it or fire it. So, is it here? Did you bring it over? Oh, you emailed it to me. Nice. All right, excellent. Horkoff as a Duck. Forsberg in a Preds jersey. Forsberg. Korea was in a Preds jersey too there for a while, right? Like, yeah, there's a lot of them. It's a fun off-season discussion, but we got other things to get to here. We'll get to hire to fire for GS Construction. Gage, I've already talked with you a little bit about the Bowman stuff from yesterday. Cass, I've not had a chance to dive into it with you. Your thoughts on the last 30 hours for the Edmonton Oilers?
Yeah. I'm going to take a pretty pragmatic thing here. I know there were a lot of people that there was a lot of emotion. with the announcement, and a lot of people upset, and some people not as upset. And I probably fall into the category of being not upset with it. It's a lot different when you're a perpetrator and of something as horrible as what happened with Kyle Beach and in Chicago. And I kind of look at it and I go, okay, would Bowman make the same mistake now that he did? And he has admitted that it was a mistake and admitted his responsibility for what went on. I think the answer is no. And he has quite clearly become an advocate, and he's quite clearly put in a lot of work. And so I kind of go, well, here's a guy that's used to taking a team that has in a lot of ways already been constructed for you and getting a lot out of it from a hockey standpoint and succeeding and winning a cup. So I didn't have a big problem with it. And I know that, might not be popular with everybody, and it's okay for people to disagree and to not like it and to be upset. But I didn't have a huge issue with it. Now, if he didn't admit that he had a part to play and did admit that it was wrong and didn't, take a stance of I'm going to change my approach, and I'm going to help, and I'm going to work and have conversations with Kyle Beach and with, Sheldon Kennedy and organizations that are being vocal and are helping in regards to sexual abuse in sports, and to try to create a better culture in the game of hockey and to try to create more accountability in the game of hockey, then I would say, he hasn't put work in, he hasn't put time in. What has he actually learned? But by all appearances, it seems that he has. And I think, some of his responses, even from a press conference standpoint, again, and people can disagree with me on this, but to say that he doesn't expect everyone to understand or to agree or to have, at a point where they can forgive him or they understand. I get that too. So I don't know. I just don't have a problem with it. That's, I think, where I've landed on it as of right now.
Gager, your thoughts pre-availability yesterday, post-availability yesterday. I know we had you on like the moment it ended yesterday, so there's probably been more time to kind of discuss what had happened. But your thoughts on things before and after the availability and hearing what Bowman had to say yesterday.
I don't think they've changed much.
No,
Dusty. I mean, I said it yesterday. He said the exact things I would like to hear from him, but there were just I don't know why the Oilers really went in this direction, knowing full well how this would be received by their fan base. The polls that you see, the internet, people are. This has affected a lot of people's views of the Edmonton Oilers and how they approach things. And I didn't like how it irked me. And I don't know why this, there's two things that irk me with it is the bringing Sheldon Kennedy in to the press conference to kind of say, you know what, if he's here, so everything's okay now. And, just looking back at the history of it all, and I know that there's been people talking, was there referrals, was there not referrals? Regardless of that, I think the Blackhawks and this is not just on Bowman's side, but the whole organization, kind of knowing what had happened and releasing the great white shark into a kiddie pool with children. Basically, it's just not the whole referral thing. I mean, you gave this guy, from what I was looking, I was trying to find more stuff. Looking at, was this he had his name on the cup. He got a Stanley Cup ring. I think there was even participation with there's no more glowing endorsement than that. So whether you gave him a referral or not, and knowing what had happened, it irks me a little bit. I'm all for second chances, Dusty. But I think there's stuff that you probably Stan Bowman could have done inside of hockey to build himself back up to that level. not just, it's we learn from our mistakes, and obviously he has, but he finds himself in a pretty extravagant situation going forward with one of the best teams in the NHL, most likely going to be one of the front runners to challenge for the Stanley Cup next year.
Cass, what do you think about the spot that he landed in? Like, I mean, he ended up in a better position than the one he had before, essentially, right? Like, and that was like 14 days after he was reinstated. And there were reports that the Oilers were looking at him before he was even reinstated because Jeff Jackson wanted him to be this guy. And I see where both of you guys are coming from on this, and we're going to get to, I'll get to a bunch of comments here as well on this current situation. But Cass, where do you come out on the one point that Gager made on the Oilers being the team that brought him in, as opposed to getting a second chance somewhere? But the Oilers had an amazing offseason. They didn't even look like they need a general manager. And the question is, why would you put your team in that spotlight with how good things have been going, outside of the fact that Jeff Jackson must have thought somebody else was going to scoop him up right away and decided to be the team that took the heat that they did take yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah, well, he, as you guys said, he is stepping into a pretty good situation where he doesn't have to do much. And part of the decision probably was to look at it to say, here's a guy, he's not going to have to make too many changes, but can he maintain and move forward really for the next couple of years? Now, someone asked in the Nasty Chat, and I don't think I have seen it, but did we get his term and the
I still don't think I've seen
side?
that anywhere, unless, and I totally apologize if I missed it, but I don't think we've seen that anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I mean, it's a fair question, I think, to look at it and to say, could you have brought him into like an AGM position and have someone else? But then if someone else, if you're bringing in someone else, would Stan Bowman accept the AGM position, or was that, right? So I don't know. It's a hard question. I don't know if I have a good answer for you, Dusty. It's a hard, complex situation, and we just from a personal life experience standpoint, we've my wife and I have journeyed with some people through a situation that was just not a good situation, and seeing how people and different people handle things or should handle things it's complex, and it is difficult, and there's real evil in the world, and it can be hard to handle things. So I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with that, but it's I think it's interesting from a timing standpoint that it would be such a quick turnaround, and that because there was no way really of knowing if you would be reinstated or not. I mean, you didn't know that. You maybe have had an inkling, and maybe you had conversations, but you didn't know. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going, guys. I'm all over this. I'm just gonna stop.
I'd like to ask you guys this question. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a different situation. I don't know how you put yourself in Stan Bowman's shoes, but if you all of a sudden go to a new occupation, say, and it's not well liked to the extent that it was received over social media over the past 24 hours. Do you think any of this gives Stan Bowman pause, going, geez, this is weird. Like, I'm in a very tough situation with a very passionate fan base where a lot of them aren't liking this decision. Do you think at any point he's thinking, maybe this isn't the right place for me or the right time, and do I step away from this at that point, or does he just plow through this?
I would say that if for some reason he wasn't expecting this, then yeah, maybe. But the Oilers had to know exactly how this was going to be reacted to. Bowman would have had to have known exactly how this was going to be reacted to. So, no, I don't think there's been any sort, like, this isn't I don't think this is a situation, like, I know there's a petition online and I understand a lot of that stuff. But nothing's going to change now. Like, I don't think the backlash is all of a sudden the Oilers are going to be like, I mean, they can't possibly be a stupid enough organization to think they were going to make the hire, and people are going to be like, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, Stan Bowman? This is terrific. Like, they had to have known that there was going to be backlash. I mean, we saw it before they even made the hire. Anytime you brought it up, people were like, are you sure there's not another guy that you could look at in a situation like this? So No, I don't think Cass. I don't think so. I don't think it might be a little bit harsher than he thought, but he had to have thought that the heat was coming. I mean, you can't be that oblivious to the situation.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way, I don't think. All right, let's get to some of your comments over on YouTube. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube today, subscribe to the channel. Hammer the thumbs up for us as well here on Two Guys and Goalie today, presented by GS Construction. We will get to Hired or Fired here at some point as well. Let's see. There's a lot to get to over here. Mark says there are a lot of mistakes that you can learn from. Writing a recommendation letter for a predator, knowing he would abuse other children, is not something that should ever be forgiven. Now, that was originally reported that there was the letter recommendation. I've had people sliding into my DMs after saying that was actually not a thing. That being said, I mean, somebody in that organization could have stepped in at some point and been like, hey, why is that guy still doing this job over there? And they didn't. And I mean, nobody really did anything on this until it got called out in a report. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not a good look. If you have to say that I don't condone what happened, well, at one point it kind of was condoned by people that you worked with. So it's a tough spot. It's interesting. Like, Gage, do you think this is any different than every other time Oilers fans say, I'm done with this organization? Like, I had somebody text in this morning, and all along the way, like Duncan Keith, because he was a member of the Blackhawks during this time. They were done with him. They brought in Evander Kane. I'm done with the team again. They're down to the Dallas Stars in a series, or the Vancouver Canucks. I'm done. I'm done with this team. I can't take it anymore. Do you think this and the reaction is actually going to be any different than all those other times when people move past it?
Yeah.
You do? For some people.
I think it'll
like
for some people. So there's going to be some people that I think are done. But the thing of the Edmonton Oilers that the Oilers have the advantage of is this team is so woven into the fabric of Northern Alberta and all over Western Canada, really, but it's so entwined with the daily life of everything, right? And even if you were trying to get away from it, it'll still be in your face everywhere you look. It'll be tough. And unfortunately, I think if something, this is emotional for a lot of people, but I think if some people do step away, there's a lineup for people to take their place too.
Oh yeah,
that's
the guy
the
today who was
line
just like, I'm not having my tickets anymore. He's like, I know somebody else is going to scoop them up right away. But but that's, I think, one of the reasons that you can look at this, and that's why the Oilers can do this, because they're a monster. Like, they're a monster in the business community. Like, they're a monster. They pretty much have a free pass. I mean, from we can't do this because we're worried about the reaction, because you're still going to be sold out. You're still going to have players want to come here. You're still going to take a run at the Stanley Cup, and people are going to be absolutely dropping tens of thousands of dollars to be in your building last year, despite whatever the general manager was or not involved with in the past. So it does kind of open the only
time. The only time I felt that the Oilers were in trouble a little bit with their fans, because it was waning. Like it got to a point where there was a lot of empty seats in the building, and maybe those seats were paid for still, but people just didn't go. But the summer of the draft, where they got Connor McDavid, revitalized season ticket sales, right? That was because I knew a bunch of people who weren't renewing. One of my friends' father-in-laws he tells the story of, he was coming back from Hawaii and decided to turn on his phone halfway through, and he didn't even know that Connor had been drafted, or they won the lottery, and he just got like inundated with emails to renew his season tickets, and there was this whole Connor McDavid thing. So I mean, he kind of saved the franchise, at least a lot of season ticket holders, that next season, because they all wanted to go watch the next one, so to speak, right? And they've never looked back after that. It's been a packed house ever since.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or you can hit us over on the Nasty Chat as well. And we'll get to a few more of those, a few more in the inbox as well. People who are serious about being done with things just be done. They don't announce it and make a scene. 98% of the people who say they are done just moved on from nurse contract complaints to this, and will find another thing in the coming months, which, I mean, might be a kind of an accurate description there as well. More of your reaction on the YouTube chat or, of course, in the inbox at 780-218-9999. Hire it or fire it is presented by GS Construction. GS Construction is hiring now. Become a part of their great team today by visiting gsconstruction.ca or their page on indeed.ca. For the past 50 years, the foundation of GS Construction has been built on efficiency, quality, and safety. Take your career to the next level. Join the team at GS Construction. Gager, you exchanged emails or texts with Sam, man, didn't you?
Yeah, he's back in town in early August, so we'll get the big boss of GS Construction.
I mean, it feels like a hangout thing on one of your days, right? Like, does it not? I
mean, it'll probably
and he's got
have
some
to
pretty
be.
good stories.
Oh,
he's got some pretty good
dude,
stories too.
Like, like getting him on the hangout that'd be a lot of fun. He's perfect for that type of situation.
I think he's contractually obligated for at least one full 2-hour session.
It has to. I mean, it has to be. It's part of the deal. When we signed with him, I said, "Oh yeah, but by the way, you have to come on with us." So we'll have him on at some point for sure. All right. So hired and fired. I was busy doing the draft today, so I didn't have time to put together hired or fire it. So we do have it done by YouTube Trev, I believe today. So here we go. Oh, wow, he's got some good ones. This is always fun. I get excited to see these. This is good. Let's go here. When Leon Draisaitl puts the pen to paper, he will be the next highest paid player in the National Hockey League. Hire it or fire it.
I'm going to hire it. Just because if Jeff Jackson wasn't able to accomplish what he did this summer and get everyone back at discounted prices, maybe I'd say a little bit of a haircut, but no, he becomes the highest paid player in the NHL.
Hire it. I mean, I don't think it's even a question. Yeah.
When you're a top when you're a top 10 guy and your contract comes up, you become the highest paid player in the league.
Yep.
It's usually just as
simple as that.
Like,
yep. And when McDavid resigns, he will then become the highest paid player in the league. So it's hire it.
He'll have it for a brief moment. I was interested to see what Rantanen comes in at as well, because he's what's Rantanen, like a top 15 guy in the league? He's got to be right up there. I mean, at least.
He's top 10.
Yeah. So
he's top 10.
That contract's going to put him up there too. Evan Bouchard will be the next defenseman to score 30 goals in the NHL. It has not been done since Mike Green did it back in 2008, 2009. Hire it or fire
twin.
How can you not hire it? Another year of experience on that power play. I mean, he probably gets 15 to 20 just on the power play alone. Hire it. He gets it.
He had 18.
Yeah,
he had 18 this year. 12 more is a pretty big push. Like it
is pretty big push. But who else is going to do it?
Look at the start of the year too.
Yeah, who else is going to do it? You got to hire. I still don't know. I think you could crack 20. 30 is a big ask, but you kind of got to hire it. No, X-Ray J's in the nasty chat. Cale Makar, potentially.
What's Cale Makar's career high? Like there can't be many.
Has there ever been two guys? Has there ever been two defensemen to score 30 in a season?
Let me see here.
Must have been.
I'm just
Makar had 21.
Makar had 21.
28 back in 21, 22.
All right, here are the defensemen who have scored 30 goals in a season. I might have to expand this list a little bit. Mike Green had 31 in 2008, 2009. And then you have to go back to 92, 93. So this has only happened once in the last 30 years. And it was Mike Green. Kevin Hatcher. Okay, here I'll play a little game. Kevin Hatcher had 34 in 92, 93. On the list that I am looking at, and as far as I can go down on it, But okay, so we'll say between Bobby Orr, who scored 46 one year, and Kevin Hatcher, who had 34, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other defensemen to score 30 plus in a season, and a couple of them did it multiple times. So between Hatcher in 92-93 and Bobby Orr in 74-75, who were the other 5 defensemen who scored 30?
Well, one's Coffee.
Coffee, he had 48. He also had 40 another time.
Did Bork get it?
Ray Bork. Man, you guys are doing well. You're doing well. Bork got it. Coffee got it. No, McInnes did not get it.
Ooh.
Let's see here.
Did Phil Housley get it?
Whoa, Cass.
Yeah.
Nice pull. There's 2
That is a
more.
good pull.
One of them I think you could get. He was a late 70s guy. The other one I don't think you'll pull out of the hat.
Late 70s.
Multiple Stanley Cup championships.
Oh, Denny Potvin.
Denny Potvin, nice work. And the other guy shares the last name with the name of a volleyball that was drafted in the prop draft today.
Doug Wilson.
Doug Wilson. Wilson. Good job, Gage. So Bobby Orr did it a bunch. Then Potvin did it 3 times. Doug Wilson did it in 81, 82. Housley and Coffey and Bork all did it in 83, 84. That's got to be a record with 3 guys doing it. Then Coffey dropped 37 in 84, 85. Coffey had 48 in 85, 86. Coffey had 30 in 88, 89. Kevin Hatcher in 92, 93. Mike Green in 2008, 2009. And nobody's done it since. So what was the question? Bouchard will be the next. He might be the next, but I don't know if anybody does it. Because it's
going to be tough.
Pretty impressive.
It's tough. It's really impressive. Makar would be the only other guy right now that I have on my list of guys to potentially do it, that could do it potentially before him. I think 20 is reasonable. Like he could get 20, should get 20.
Yeah, I would think he gets 20 next year.
30's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you got to get lucky too. Like he all those guys probably caught fire at one point, and maybe a few rebounds that their defensemen were trying to clear buried it for them. So
somebody was asking about Sheldon Surrey. Did he not get it? Surrey finished with 26. The last year he was a Hab, and then did hit 23 at one point with the Oilers. So,
but we all know the reason why Surrey did that, and it was the biggest secret in the NHL. You go play with Danny Markov.
Andre Markov, not Danny.
Andre Markov,
yeah.
sorry. Andre Markov, and he should be getting residuals from all these guys from when they played with him, because he made them all, like, the next contract they got bumped them up by $3 to $4 million.
Classic.
It was crazy.
Classic Mike Komisarek effect.
Oh, Mike Komisarek. Yeah, it was crazy.
Cash,
well,
go ahead, Gidger. What were you gonna say?
No, I wanted to know how many goals did he or points did he finish with playing with Markov?
Who, Komisarek?
Yeah,
hell of a lot more than he finished getting anywhere else. Cash, you would have played against Markov. Well, yep. he was just smooth, was he not?
Yep. It's one of those, one of those guys where it's like he doesn't necessarily. It's almost like he's unsung compared to the guys next to him, but just smooth. I mean, there's some, I'd call it like some Lidstrom tendencies, where it's just like does everything really, really well. Like no weak spots in his game, good in the offensive zone, good in the D zone, good first pass, evasive, could skate well, could pass well, could shoot well. Like he did everything well. He did everything well. I didn't get to play against him that much. I wasn't usually a pairing that was on the ice when I was on the ice. But yeah, he was, I think smooth is a great and apt description. He was just smooth.
All right, let's get to this, a little non-hockey, non-Oilers from YouTube Trev once again. The men's Team Canada basketball team will get a medal at this year's Olympics. Hire it or fire it.
Hire it.
I think so too.
This is the best team.
Yeah.
I mean, everything points towards them. I think it would be like not finishing on the podium would be a failure from this year's team.
It would definitely be like a letdown. You're right. Like it's they're a good team. They're a good team. And with our partners over at Coolbet, check it out at coolbet.com. They have them as the second best odds to actually end up winning the gold medal behind the U.S., of course. So, yeah, I like that one. Yep. Nice question, Trev.
Yeah. You gotta hire it.
Yeah.
You gotta hire it.
What are we non-passionate about our country's basketball team? Of course we're hiring it.
Association City.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. The Oilers will win the President's Trophy for the upcoming season. Hire it or fire it.
Hire it.
Haven't done that. Haven't even won the division.
Haven't even won the division. I think they do, though. I don't think we see the suckiness to start the season. Like we saw before, I think they have the best team in the NHL with the best chance of winning a Stanley Cup. I think they win the President's Trophy.
Oof. I'm going to fire it. That thing's the kiss of death. Don't win the thing.
Well, and also, where do you guys come out on crazy long playoff run and then also being that good throughout the entire regular season to win the President's Trophy? I think they win the division. I don't know if they'll win the President's Trophy. Doesn't mean they would be my pick to win the Stanley Cup, but
I think they'll have the governor on at certain points throughout the year, knowing what's ahead. I think that comes from a little bit more experience. They have a huge advantage where, if you look at their lineup, they can get a lot more miles out of other guys not wearing 97 and 29, I think, and still win hockey games, right? So I think that's their biggest advantage this year is the amount of minutes that the big dogs have to play aren't going to be as much throughout the whole regular season.
All right, so let's get to this one. This one, they will win the President's Trophy if what this one is. Trev says McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Skinner, and Arvidsson will all have career years next season. Hire it or fire it.
I gotta fire it. Not every single one of them. Some of them will. You can't for all of them to. That's going to be tough. So I'm going to fire it just because I don't think they all get it, but they might.
I'm gonna fire it. Who cares about the regular season? Those guys don't.
At the end of the day, you're right. Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for Hire It or Fire It, brought to you by GS Construction. They are hiring today. You got to check them out, www.gsconstruction.ca. Click on Ready to Work or just visit their page at Indeed.ca. And with the Next Step Person program at GS Construction, it's not just a job. It can be a career for you. All right, about 5 minutes left here on Two Guys and a Goalie. Deadpool and Wolverine comes out tonight. It'll be in theaters. I'm actually really excited for this movie because I think they're going to, leap around a little bit, and there's apparently going to be a ton of cameos. I've managed to avoid pretty much all the spoilers so far, but my level of excitement for this movie is like a 9.5 out of 10, and I'm hoping they put Marvel back on the right track moving forward. And that doesn't just mean go into a different universe and bring back Tony Stark as Iron Man. That's not what it is. But Gager, what's your level of excitement for Deadpool and Wolverine?
Well, yeah, I haven't seen spoilers, but I've seen reviews, and I'll take what you want, but the praising of Hugh Jackman in this movie so far, coming off of Logan, which, was unbelievable. I'm really excited for this movie. I think it's going to be excellent. These guys have just been on a press tear all over the world. My daughter down in LA says the amount of billboards that have Deadpool and Wolverine all over Los Angeles, it's nauseating. It's everywhere, right? So I hope it's really good. Marvel's kind of, they've struck out, I think. Hard to repeat what they've done in the past, but like you said, Dusty, I hope this reinvigorates the Marvel franchise and has a really good kickoff point from this one.
Cass, what's the level?
That's what I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hope for too. Is like Gager, they have swung and missed a whole bunch of times, and things that I thought had a lot of promise where they just kind of didn't. Like Loki season 1, I thought was great, and then it just I know you guys liked it, but it's just like a lot of this stuff has fell flat for me, and so it's a huge opportunity to, as you said, reignite. I don't know how much time I have, so I doubt that I get a chance to go watch it in theaters, but I'm hoping it just kicks off a reignition for the Marvel Universe because I love my superhero stuff. So
here's what you do, Cass. You go to Sobe Safeway's Liquor, pick up, maybe 72 6-o'clocker lagers, get all those scene points. You're going for free.
There
and
you
then
go.
Sneak 2 of those tall boys in with you. That's what I usually do.
There you go.
Then you're good.
That's a great idea. I'm very interested to see where this leaves the universe at right now.
Yeah. That's the big question is like, how is it going to finish?
I know it'll be an entertaining movie.
Where does it leave you?
I was entertained by the other two. I'm just curious to see are we walking out of that theater? I might even try to sneak out. Is it actually tonight here, or is it just like pre-screening?
It's out tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might even.
I can hear we're talking about Deadpool over. I can hear my son kind of fidgety over there because we'll go together. Obviously, it's just me and him this weekend too. So just
the boys.
This is the wife went down because my daughter's got to go to LA, pick up my daughter, and then they got to go fly red eye to Toronto for a photo shoot. So
oh my
awesome.
God. What a life your daughter, the lifestyles of the rich and famous there for Gage's.
Dusty, can I have a raise? We might as well just ask. Can I have a raise, please?
Wait a second. Isn't she close to scholarships? If anything, I feel like you should be paid less.
No, she's got lots of these scholarships, and that's why I'm asking for more of a raise.
Awkward spot, but no. Not yet. Let's see how the expansion goes first, and then we'll see how that goes. All right, that's going to do it for Two Guys and a Goalie today. Brought to you, of course. Go ahead.
One sec. Can you guys please? I know my mom's watching. It's her birthday on the on the 29th. So if you could, she loves the show, loves you, Cass, loves Dusty more than me. And if you can just say happy birthday to Connie, that'll she's old as a rope now, so hopefully she can understand.
Oh, it's her birthday Monday. Her birthday's Monday, so we won't have another show before then.
Monday, so we won't have another show before then.
Well, happy birthday, Connie. You say Connie?
Thank you, Dusty.
My aunt's name is Connie. Do you think it's the same person?
Oh, really? Maybe we are related.
Are we actually related? That would be, man, that'd be a weird thing to find out at this point, wouldn't it?
That's some weird Targaryen stuff we'd have to discuss there.
Happy, man. Don't even get me started on that because I don't even want to get it. I don't even want to get into it. But every time I watch that damn House of Dragons and I'm liking it, I have to have the thing up to be like, okay, she's with her uncle, and like these are her kids, but they're also related to this. It's too much. It's too much. I don't know if that was like it for Game of Thrones. Like, I feel like I caught on to the families in Game of Thrones pretty well. The problem with House of Dragons is that some of them are blonde, and then her kid has dark hair, but I don't want to talk about it. Let's just move on. Let's just wrap the show. Two Guys and a Goalie for GS Construction. Have a good weekend, boys. Happy birthday to Gager's mom. We appreciate the support, and I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday, all right?
Bye.
Awesome.